spending the day together, and I was like, oh my god, do you like want to do a coffee time together?
And I was like, this is really exciting.
What? And we even have matching mugs.
Yeah.
So jazz. Angie, would you like to tell everybody how you like your coffee?
I like my coffee with so much sugar that it's not even really coffee anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And some flavored cream.
Perfect.
I'm a big fan of flavor in my coffee.
Have you ever tried the pumpkin spice cream?
Oh my god, it's my favorite. I have some
Really?
in my fridge right now.
The first time
I save it year round. I like stock up.
I've only had it like a couple of times, and both times I've been like,
Really?
yeah.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know.
I love pumpkin.
Oh,
I love pumpkin everything.
and I love like chai. Like chai is one of my favorite
Yeah.
things. And so I was like, oh, pumpkin spice
Right?
creamer, that's gonna be delicious. And then
What the hell's wrong with you?
I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm so sorry. So Angie is a cosplayer, and she's super mega talented. She's working on like a million costumes at once all the time, and it's crazy.
I really am.
And she and I became friends on the Eevee song set.
Hell yeah, we did.
Do you want to tell that story about us meeting and how the
actually,
very first time we met, you saw like all of me because you were putting a costume
I
on my
did.
body?
I did.
We became close very
I
quick.
saw a lot of things.
Yeah, you know.
And we became friends not even on set. It was in this very room, right over here.
Yeah.
Because you walked through
That's
my
true.
door and I instantly was like, this girl
I can tell.
This girl gets me.
We're gonna be friends.
We're gonna be real close.
So any of you saw the Eevee song, she made that costume for
I
me.
did. And actually, the
That's
moment
awesome.
that we met is in the, like, behind-the-scenes
Yeah.
costuming
Yeah,
video.
the behind the scenes video.
There's one on both of our channels, right?
I think so, yeah.
I think so. I know there's
Yeah,
one
I
on my
definitely.
channel.
Yeah, okay, so then there is.
Cool,
we did it.
But anyway, the long story short, so I was asked to do costumes by my friends Random Encounters, which is another YouTube channel, as you and
They do lots
I
of
guess
Pokemon
they
stuff.
They do a lot of video game musicals.
Yes.
I've actually been in a couple of them, but we all went to college together, which is how I actually know them. And they approached me and were like, hey, so we're doing this collab video with this girl, and we'd like you to make the costume, because obviously I'm like, I make costumes. And I was like, okay, whatever, I mean, like, I like helping them out, so no big deal. And they were like, cool, yeah, so, like, here's her channel, and, like, it's gonna be an Eevee costume. And I was like, Eevee costume? I don't even need to look at this bitch's channel. Like, I'm just make an Eevee costume.
Whatever!
This is awesome! Best day ever! So then I did actually wind up checking out your channel, and I was like, this girl's cool. I don't really know all that much about video games, but, like, she seems to know a lot about them.
I do love video games a lot.
I do love video games.
Yeah, and when I came in, you were like in the middle of a Cardcaptor Sakura episode.
Oh, no, I was watching, oh god, what was I watching? Night Stalker, Night Warrior or something? No, I was watching...
I know exactly what I was watching. Some other weird...
What was it?
Kawaii magical girl thing. It was just like on your
I thought
computer, and I was
watching,
like, what is this?
Wasn't I watching, like, a vampire anime? I could have sworn I was watching some kind of, like...
Were you?
Dark
Did
thing.
I just, like,
think-
black this out?
I mean...
And just
maybe.
replace it
Maybe
with
we
cute
just wound up
kawaii stuff?
talking about Cardcaptor Sakura, because I talk
We
about
probably
it a
did.
lot.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
We have a lot of similar interests, which is why we connected so well, and then we got to hang out a lot on set because
you came through the door,
yeah,
and I was like, put your stuff anywhere. As you can see, I keep it so clean. But it was obviously like a tornado had come through my apartment like 5 seconds
it was
prior.
just like a huge cutting mat on the floor, fabric everywhere, just like, please make yourself at home. I was like, I will. Thank you, madam. I will.
Yep. And then we did the fitting, and the guys had gotten me your wrong measurements.
Right.
So the skirt didn't quite.
Because they were like, I mean, we just aimed for like real small, right? And I was like, that's what? Did I tell you that, you know how he brought like his little underskirt thing?
Yes.
And was like, this is mine and I want it back. I still have it.
Do you really?
Yeah, I still have. So in the Eevee song, I have, you know, like a little bustle. It's not
It's
a
like
bustle.
a little petticoat.
Yeah, a
thing.
little petticoat.
Yeah.
That went underneath the skirt, and I still have that, but it is not mine.
I'm really surprised that AJ hasn't asked for that back, actually.
I know, because he was like, I use this a lot.
He uses it a lot.
I know, he has
I don't think
never
I've
once
really
been like,
ever
"Do
seen
you
him
have
in
that
public
thing?"
without like a Pinkie Pie costume on. Like he's almost always wearing that petting coat when I see him, and I'm just like, rock on, my brother.
Yeah. If you ever wanted to know a lot about random encounters, you're finding it out right now. But yeah, I had the wrong measurements, but you dealt with it very easily.
I did, and we just kind of like
Like a pro.
shimmied it on.
Yeah.
Right? We were like, all right, let's make this work. Because I remember I offered, I was like, shit. All right, well, I can let it out, and you were like, nah, bro, it's cool.
It's whatever.
It's all right.
I'll deal with it. And you're like, okay.
I'm like, this girl's circulation's getting cut off real bad.
But it went all right. It went all right.
Right?
And I was
And
like,
it looked kind
super
of
cool.
awesome, right?
Yeah. I loved that costume.
I love that costume.
I still have it.
I know, you
Yeah,
should, like,
it's-
wear it sometime.
I should just go
I
to
still really want to do,
conventions
like,
and be
a,
like, hey.
like a Eevee-themed costume with you sometime. Like, really bad. I have a lot of feelings about Vaporeon. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Yes. Just do different Eevee evolutions, like
We
all
need, like,
the
a
time.
whole Eeveelution group.
Yes, that
Just
would be
get, like,
amazing.
a bunch of girls together. We
That's
can start
probably
out
been
with
done.
a small group, right? So
Yeah.
we'll do, like, you, and then, like, the first three. There's,
Right,
like,
yeah.
Flareon,
Jolteon,
Vaporeon, and
Vaporeon,
Jolteon.
yeah.
So we'll just do those. And then just, like, as we find more people that really
Just,
love
like,
Eevee
expand.
with us, we'll be like, hey, well, you know what? There's
We
other...
really need an Umbreon right now.
we really, like...
You're really feeling like you could
God.
rock the Umbreon costume, so like, all right, sick. But yeah, and then we decided to hang out after we had been on set all day,
It's true.
and it was super fun. And now we're friends, and it's great.
Or we had, like, girl night that one time.
Yeah, we did have girl night, and she, oh my gosh, instead of going to a professional like my mom was insisting, I was like, do you think that you could, like, do you think that you could do my bridesmaid's dress and make it fit me? And she was like, yeah, I can totally do that. And I was like, sick. And she nailed it. It fit me perfectly.
I totally just, like, figured that out as I went, too.
Yeah.
I had no idea what I was
She
doing.
totally admitted that to me, too. She was like, well, I mean, I can logic my way through this,
Like,
right? I can figure
sat
out how
there-
to do this.
Didn't we, like,
right?
put on a movie or something, right?
Yeah.
We just, like... I just, like, deconstructed that whole
We were
dress.
watching Power Rangers.
Yes, we were watching
We
Power
were watching
Rangers.
Power Rangers, and you were just like,
Power Rangers.
yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The bee's knees, that show.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy agrees.
I forgot that Tommy was back there.
He's my boo.
She's also got Daft Punk to
I
this
do,
side.
I
You
do.
can't see
Should
it
we,
right now,
like-
but yeah,
no, wait,
can
we
we just
can-
like,
we can.
yeah, there's Daft
It's my
Punk.
babies. My babies.
Is this typically, this is where you film your vlogs typically,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah. It's just,
Daft Punk used to be here, but
Oh.
Tommy was just so enormous. He wouldn't fit in this space.
okay.
So I was like, okay, alright, I guess I'm...
He seems at home right there.
I mean, like, I like having him here.
yeah, that's
I
understandable.
have a lot of special times.
I used to have, a VHS tape that was like, learn karate with Tommy.
Oh!
It was awesome. It was
That's
so cool. It was
awesome.
just like, Tommy with like a bunch of little kids behind him, and he was like, now we're gonna learn how to kick, and kick, and kick, and kick. And I was like, I'm gonna learn karate. I'm so excited.
I want to find that and, like,
I know.
own it.
I should still have it somewhere.
Bitch, you need to find it.
It's gotta
We'll
be
do karate together.
somewhere at my old house in Oregon. I'll try to find it next time I'm home. I
should do
should
that.
be going home in July, so we have to wait a little bit.
Lame.
But then we can
But when you get
get
back, we'll
together
learn karate.
and we'll learn karate from
We'll
Tommy.
learn karate with Tommy. Oh.
Sweet, sweet Tommy.
Sweet, sweet Tommy.
How did you get this?
It's a really embarrassing story.
Good! Yes, this is the perfect time for an embarrassing story about a cardboard cutout of Tommy the Green Power Ranger. Please tell it.
Okay, so it started with Daft Punk.
Okay.
And I got Daft Punk from my local record store downtown. And they had them in the window, and I was like, must have.
Right.
So I got them, actually one of my followers bought them for me. And I put them here, and I was like, this is awesome. I was like, I need more cardboard cutouts. Like, there's not nearly enough cardboard cutouts in my house right now.
Right.
And I was thinking about it, and I was like, oh, you know what would fulfill a lifelong dream? If, like, Tommy lived in my house. Which sounds really creepy, and it is. I'm in
Go
love
on.
with Jason David Frank, okay,
Right,
guys?
yes.
I'm just gonna put that out there. He's my perfect man. So I started searching online, obviously, like you do when you're crazy. And I was like, Green Ranger standee, Green Ranger cardboard cutout, like, just
Anything.
whatever.
Anything, yeah.
Could not find it anywhere. Anywhere. Like, it didn't exist. I was devastated. Like, I literally, like, it was the worst day of my life. When I finally was like, I don't
give up.
I don't think it exists.
Yeah.
So, I tried just one more time looking for that Green Ranger cutout. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Nate, you know what? Let's do my last ditch effort.
Yeah, yeah.
Just put it out there. And I wound up finding on Craigslist somebody had posted that he had a Green Ranger stand-up for sale.
Oh, dear.
And I was like, really?
I was like, is this a joke? This has got to be a joke, right? I've been looking for so long.
Is this real life? This can't possibly be happening right now. So I freaked out and went to message him and then realized that he was in Florida.
Oh.
And like,
Where your family
lost
is,
my shit.
right?
I was like, I'm ruined. And then all of a sudden it clicked. I'm like, but my family lives in Florida. So I Googled where he said he was based in the Craigslist post and where my family lived, and it turned out it was like 20 minutes away or something like that.
Oh, easy peasy.
Called up my sister and was like, Frankie, you don't even understand. Something has happened to me that's going to change my life. I literally started off the conversation. That way you can ask her. I was like, something has happened that's going to change my life. And she's like, oh my god, what's wrong? Are you okay? I'm like, okay, you have to do something for me. She's like, okay, anything, what's wrong? Are you all right? What's happening? And I'm like, okay, so in this town that's like pretty close to you is a guy who has a Green Power Ranger cutout. And she's like, are you kidding me? She's like, I thought you were like pregnant or something. I'm like, oh, no. I'm like, no. This is way more important than that. And I was like, if I like PayPal you the money, can you like meet up with this guy and get me this cutout? And I'll figure out a way, like next time I'm in Florida or something, I'll get it from you. And she's like, how far is he? And I'm like, it's like 20 minutes. Like, it's not even that bad. It's like near where you work.
Yeah.
It's totally like so easy. She's like, fine. So I email the guy, and I'm like, okay, so this is gonna be really, really weird. And like explain the situation to him. I'm like, I live in California, my sister lives in Florida, she's willing to meet up with you, like she will bring cash, I'll PayPal you whatever you want. Like, I'm not gonna ask you to ship it, because I know that's probably gonna be insane. But like, I need this cutout. You don't even, like, it's not even, it's past want, okay? Yeah. I need this in my life. It will literally fulfill a lifelong dream. And he emails me back, and he's like, alright, here's the deal. Somebody else actually just emailed me about it.
No!
But he was like, I'm feeling your energy right now. He was like, I'm feeling your vibes. I really want it to go to somebody who's really going to treat it the way that it deserves.
Right.
I think it needs to go to you. He was like, it just feels awesome. Right. And I was like,
finally my obsessive nature pays off.
Oh my god.
I'm so happy.
We were talking, like the three of us were talking in this giant Facebook message for like 4 months, trying to like coordinate like getting together and like getting the cutout. But he and I wound up becoming like friends. Like we like chat on a semi-regular basis on Facebook sometimes.
Yeah.
Like he's this super nice, like totally obsessed with Power Rangers, goes to cons and whatever guy.
That's awesome.
Who was like, yeah, I just like.
And why didn't he want this?
I guess he was like moving, or he was moving in with his girlfriend or something, and like he had so much Power Ranger stuff that he just like had to get rid of some of it. Yeah. And he was like, I'm not using it. I want it to go to someone who's gonna love it. And I was like, that person is me. And he sent me. I don't know where I put it on display. It's here somewhere. He sent me a little autographed. Oh, actually, I think it's over there. He sent me a little autographed photo, like a little mini photo of Jason David Frank from like the first time that he met him. He like, you know, signed this little photo, and he had it and like wasn't displaying it or anything, and was like, you know what, I know you and I were talking about, you know, how much you love Jason David Frank. Like, I just feel like the right thing to do is to give it to you. And I was like, the feels.
You were right. I had a friend who, she was living in like a small studio apartment, and her boyfriend suddenly found himself without a place to live. And so she was like, well, I mean, it'll be a lot of stuff, but why don't you just, like, move in with me for the time being? And he had 3 huge cardboard cutouts of Han Solo. And she was like...
3, because 3. 1 and 2 is just not enough.
That was not enough. You needed 3. And
were they, like, different poses? Or
yeah,
like,
they were all different poses.
Okay, alright.
They weren't all 3 of the same.
That's a little better.
He moved in, and the last thing that he brought in was, like, these 3 cutouts, and she was like, we do not have room for these cutouts. You need to get rid of them. And he was like, are you crazy? Like, I'm not getting rid of my Han Solos? What are you talking? Like, it turned into, like, a legitimate huge fight. He was like, what? No!
I don't want to be, like, a horrible person right now, but I kind of hope that was, like, what caused them to break up. That, like,
No,
he just couldn't handle it.
They stayed together for a long time. They eventually broke up for other reasons, but, you know, like, every time I went over there, she was like, hold on, I gotta move Han Solo to get that movie that we... just really so angry, because, like, the Han Solos would have to go in front of, like, bookshelves, like, things that were flat,
nowhere
right?
else.
Yeah, so she'd just be like,
That's
hold on, I gotta move Han Solo.
Like, he's wasting some space, but not really, because
he's Tommy.
So important.
It's fine, he's Tommy. We have spent, like, 10 minutes of this video talking about Tommy.
Worth it.
Tommy.
Worth it.
By the way, this is being recorded on her iPad, so we actually have no idea when this thing is going to be like, hey, this video needs to stop.
Or show.
But, yeah, so if we're in the middle of a story and then this video ends, that's why.
It's because my iPad decided to cut out.
Yeah, that's fine. We were doing a test video earlier where we were making really gross faces. Like, maybe worse than the faces we started off with in this video.
No, only slightly.
Only slightly worse.
And then it was around the same vein.
And then she was like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, and I was like, sick. So I took like a really short video where I was just like...
I'm not ever gonna delete it.
And just looked around, and that's all the video is for just like a couple seconds.
I think I'm gonna put it up on my channel.
I was hoping that you wouldn't notice it until like way later. You should put it up on your channel. Be like, hey, I was on a coffee. Just put like words to say, hey, I was on a coffee time, and then just... It'll be good. It'll be good, like, cross-pollination, right?
Yes, I love it.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
it. It'll be the perfect follow-up to that time I made a coffee time video with your face.
I forgot about that. You still have my face.
I do. I do.
Look, I have no reason to use it yet, so just keep using it. Has it worked for you? Did it work out?
It did, actually.
Good.
It was very useful.
What were
I've
you
actually
making
used it
with
for
it?
a lot of things.
Really?
Yeah, because the first thing was I was making a Catwoman mask.
Oh, cool.
Or like goggles for a commission. And I was like, I'm gonna have to make and that was why I was like, I'm gonna have to make a plaster face.
Right,
and I
yeah.
What do I do? And you were like, wait, I have one.
I have
like,
one of my face.
Does it have to be yours? Because, like, you can just use this one. And I was like, oh my god, this saves my life!
How fortuitous!
So I used it for that.
Mm-hmm.
Which wound up working fantastic. Really can't thank you enough for that.
Good, glad.
And then I've been making... Well, actually, my friend Alex and I have been making leather masks for various things. And we've been using that to mold the leather. Because you heat up the leather and whatever, you can kind of mold it over stuff. So we've been using the plaster face for that.
Yeah.
Which is just awesome.
Yeah, I
used so useful.
I think the last time I used that face was on my thesis project when I was making a leather mask. So,
see?
Very good for leather.
Super,
they work really well
useful.
for leather and thermoplastics. That's like... they are a pain in the butt to make for yourself, though. Like, I can't imagine trying to... I don't even know if you can. Can you even make a mold of your own face, like, by yourself? Without just, like, accidentally hurting yourself?
I feel like you would maybe accidentally kill yourself doing that.
Right?
Like, I feel like there's just not
like,
any
it was
way
hard
to
enough.
do it.
It was hard enough when I was making molds of people's faces, and, like, my one instruction was make sure their nose is never obscured. And, like, make sure they have a notepad so that they can write down, like, can't breathe, or, like, start scribbling frantically if they're, like, panicking, right? But, like, every time I would be like putting the alginate on their face and be like, oh no, it's dripping on my nose. Oh god, oh jeez. Freak out, you know? Like,
yeah, I feel like I would just have like a panic attack if I was trying to do it myself.
yeah.
And you can't see what you're
Exactly.
doing. If
Like,
you're
you don't
doing
know
it
if you're
yourself.
getting in all the stuff. You don't
Yeah.
know if, like,
Yeah,
Weird.
no, you have to do it with a friend.
yeah. So if you ever,
Which
want
is
somebody
why
to put
I can do-
alginate on your face, I can.
Oh,
I can
I'm coming to
totally do
you.
that. I would get sick.
Which, to be fair, was what I came to you for in the first place.
Yeah,
you
true.
just happened to have your own plaster.
That is true. That is true. So it all worked out in the end. But look, if you ever specifically need your face, I'm there for you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, you know.
It's friendship.
Side
its
note,
finest.
we are going to be, Angie and I both are going to be on Scared to Care tonight.
Yeah!
From 9 to midnight
I'm so
Pacific time.
excited.
Play some horror games.
I have no idea
so-
what's gonna happen.
Yeah, so we're just hanging out until that. Probably gonna watch some sick TV and
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
And then do, like, some
and
Power
play with the
Rangers,
puppy.
I don't know.
Can I show them the puppy?
Yeah.
Alameda! Alameda! Blooper, come here! His name's Alameda. I just like to say
Hi, puppy. Hi, sweetie boy. Hello. Hello, do you want to meet everybody? Hello. Hello.
He's the chihuahua that makes people love chihuahuas.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show off your balls for the video.
You want to show it for your balls?
like every time I hang out with this dog, he's just like spread leg.
legs.
He's going, hey,
What up?
hey, what up? Yeah.
Did you know that I have male genitalia?
So
Let me show you.
we both have animals that we found on the street.
We do.
That's so sweet.
Isn't that special?
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah, 'cause
another one
Alameda-
of those things.
Alameda, correct me if I'm wrong. Alameda is named after the street you found
He
him on.
is, yes.
My cat is not named after the street I found her on.
But you had plans.
I
for
did
the
have,
name of your animal.
yeah, when I found her, it was like, oh my god, it's all coming together.
My dreams.
I joked about having a white kitten that I would name Watson because Sherlock is a big black cat, and then they would be best friends, and I just found one in the bush, and it was so perfect. Did you like Chihuahuas at the time that you found
I did
Alameda?
not.
No?
I did not actually.
Alameda was
I
your-
never ever
your Chihuahua
wanted a
gateway.
Chihuahua.
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah.
He was. I don't like Chihuahuas. Well, I didn't. I love them now. At the time, I was like, I had just been having conversations with people about how, because obviously I've wanted a dog for a while.
Yeah.
And I would talk to people about it, I'm like, but I don't want, like, I always wanted a dachshund. That's my dream dog.
Okay.
I love dachshunds and greyhounds.
Okay, okay.
They're polar opposites.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
All
Alright.
They're my favorite. I love them. My dog back in New York was a greyhound black lab mix.
Yeah.
And she was beautiful.
Aw.
Just beautiful. And I've always, like, ever since her, I just loved that sleek body shape and, like, how friendly and energetic and, like,
Yeah.
happy she always was.
Yeah.
So I always wanted a greyhound. And then growing up, my grandfather had a dachshund. And I loved that dog. That was my gateway into animals.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
I loved that dog. His name is Snuffy.
Oh.
I always thought it was after Snuffleupagus. I don't think it was, but I like to think that it was.
Yeah. I mean, if you've never been told otherwise, then that's where that name comes
Right?
from. Yeah.
But yeah, I did not like Chihuahuas because they've got, like, those big, like, bug eyes, and, like, the
Yeah.
tiny little
And they,
heads.
like, shake all the
and
time.
all they do
and-
is bark all the time, and they were just, like, these little yippy, little annoying
Yeah.
dogs, And then bringing him home, I just fell in love with him. I was convinced
Yeah.
that he wasn't full Chihuahua because I'm like, he's too freaking cute. A Chihuahua, like, it's just not possible.
Yeah.
And he just instantly was, like, bonded with me and, took the home to be his home. And,
Yeah.
he took to learning really well. He's so smart.
That's
You
how
know.
Watson is. I keep wondering if it comes from, like, having to be kind of on your toes.
Yeah.
Like, when you're out on your own.
Yeah, I think he just kind of, like, figures out what he needs to do to get what he needs or
Yeah.
wants, But, like, I trained him to ring bells to tell me that he needs to open the door to go outside, you know,
Yeah.
and he knows how to tell me when he's hungry. He learned tricks, like, he
Yeah.
can spin around and beg and sit down and play dead, and, like, my old dog wouldn't learn any of
Yeah.
that shit. So I just kind of was like, wow, I mean, like, it really, for me, having him and raising him and having him a part of my family is really just kind of evidence of how raising and, like, training, like, what input or what effect the owner of an animal has on the animal. Because I'm like, I think back to all the annoying chihuahuas I've ever met, and I'm like, wow, but their owners were, like, really horrible.
Yeah.
Like, they do nothing about trying to stop the dog from barking or anything. They just kind of, like, sit there and they're like, oh my god, he's so cute. And Almeida was like, when I, decided to keep him, I was like, he's not going to be one of those dogs that's just, like, an accessory. Like, he's going to be part of the family, and he's going to learn how to be part of the family. And he just took to it like glue.
Mm-hmm.
So now I love chihuahuas.
Yeah.
And, like, every small animal that I see now, I'm like, oh, you're so precious.
There was one time I went to a dog show when I was really, like, on the hunt to have a dog. This was before I ever got Sherlock. Like, right when I moved here, I was like, oh, I just want, like, a companion. Somebody that's just mine. And so I went to this dog show, and there was this huge dude, like this super swole, ripped dude who was gigantic, holding the smallest teacup chihuahua I've ever seen in my life. Like, in one hand, just like it fit in his hand. He was just walking around with it. I was like, what? And then, like, at a certain point, he was like, what's that? And put it down on the ground, and it just, like, peed a little, and then he picked it back up, and was like, good boy. And then he just kept walking, and I was like, yeah, it's so cute. I can't. It's so cute.
Why isn't that on YouTube? I want to watch it, like, right now.
I can't. I don't have anything to record this with. It was so precious, though. Oh my goodness.
I know.
I love that. That's, like, my favorite thing in the world. Like, people that don't make sense with their animals.
Yeah.
It's just, like, really my favorite thing in the whole world.
Or the opposite. People that look exactly like their animal.
Yes! I go all 101 Dalmatians on that shit. Like, I freak out. I'm like, my childhood is coming to life right now.
Everybody looks like their pets.
Even.
Oh my goodness. I wish that's how it was.
Because they do, I mean, like, animals, obviously, it's the same as children. Like, they feed off of the energy that it's around them,
Yeah.
So it's like, if you're a really angry person, your dog is going to start to get
A little aggressive.
really aggressive.
Yeah.
And if you're really, like, happy and upbeat, then your dog is going to be like that. So it kind of makes sense that, like, you kind of move in that direction of, like,
Yeah.
kind of emulating their humans.
My Dalmatian was never gonna look like me. I had a Dalmatian when I was a kid, and I just wanted us to be best friends, and she was so crazy. It was so sad.
I had no idea you had a Dalmatian.
I did, because of 101 Dalmatians. I was like, I want a Dalmatian real bad. And my dad was like, okay. And so he bought me a Dalmatian that I named Penny, and then Penny had a litter, and Penny's puppies were the cutest things in the world, and I wanted to keep all of them, especially this one named Bubba. Because of course I named all of them because it wasn't painful enough to, like, have them walk out of my life with the other families.
You're a child and you don't know better than to do.
Yeah, so, like, I, she had all of these puppies, and Penny and I, for whatever reason, Penny, like, never felt like my dog.
Aww.
She was just very, like, she was just nervous about everything, and I was like, I'm a child, and I don't know how to fix this. Yeah. And so I just really wanted to keep, like, Bubba, because Bubba was, like, the best puppy out of all of them.
The best name,
I
too.
know, I loved him so much. It didn't happen.
That's so sad.
But
did he go to a good home at least?
he did. He went to a great home. We actually, because my town was so small, at a certain point we went to the grocery store, like, a couple years later, and my dad was like, oh, that's the guy who bought Bubba. And Bubba was in the back of his truck, and I was like, it's just like, it's Bubba. Bubba turned into a very handsome dog.
Oh.
And he seems very loved and happy, so.
That's so good.
I know.
I
feel
like
like
to hear that.
I feel like I've had pretty good luck with animals. But I've mostly had, like, lizards and rats and things, though, because my mom is super allergic to stuff.
That sucks. I had hamsters as a kid.
I've never had a hamster. I was always, like, they always seemed like something you could accidentally crush. You know?
Oh, yeah, no. It's kind of like, it's really, like, scary and exciting at the same time when you're holding it. It is! Because you're, like, you're holding it, and you're like, oh my gosh, you're so cute and so soft, and I just want to pet you and squish you and love you. And then, like, they try to crawl away, so you'll, like, grab them. And then you're like, oh, you have no bones, what do I do?
That's terrifying to me.
I had them as, like, a little kid, so I was like, but I learned from a really young age. I grew up in Texas. Okay. And I went to this farm when I was, like, itty bitty.
Yeah.
And we went all through the farm. Shut up, Pooper. We went all through the farm, and they showed us all the animals, you know, and, like, what do you do at a farm? Because it's Texas, and, like, you're gonna interact with this at some point.
You're probably
like,
gonna work on a farm or go to a farm or...
My best friend had a farm, okay? I'm glad that I knew these things. Love cows, by the way. They are the greatest animal.
Cows are pretty sick.
Random tangent. But they went to the little area where they had all the chicks. All the little like, baby chicks.
Yeah.
And they were like, these are baby chickens, and they're going to grow up to be these big chickens, and they'll have eggs, and that makes breakfast. I mean, from what I remember, I was like 4.
That sounds right. That's how I would explain it if I was a farmer. Be like, look, let's bring it down to basics.
Here's the deal.
You kids are real young, so I'm just gonna, like, make this real easy for you.
Real simple. But they had the little baby chicks, and they let us hold the chicks, and they showed us, you know, how to hold a baby animal. They're like, okay, so, you know, you want to hold it gently with, you know, like a loose grip, but tight enough that, you know, they can't wiggle free, but, like, loose enough that you're not squishing them, because you can crush them.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, animals. Because I've always been obsessed with animals.
Yeah.
So they, you know, gave me the little baby chicken. I was like, oh my god, it's so cute. And I was like petting it and holding it and loving it. And I decided, you know, as a 4-year-old, that I wanted to keep it. I was like, they gave it to me, so it's my chick.
It's mine now.
And I get to take it home.
Yeah.
And so my mom and, like, the teacher and the farmer are there, and they're like, okay, we have to put the chicks down. And I'm like,
no.
and they're like, no, like, you have to, like, I'm like, so they're trying to, like, get the chick out of my hand and, like, convince me to let go, and I kept squeezing tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter because I didn't want to let go. Like, I was so scared they were going to take my baby chick away.
This story is going to get really sad in a second.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Baby chick survives.
And then the chicken died.
Moral of the story.
No!
But they finally, my mom, you know, got me to look at the chick. She was like, look at what you're doing to this chicken right now. And, like, it was, you know, struggling to breathe, like, trying to get out, and it was so scared, and she made me look at it and was like, look at what you're doing right now, you're hurting this chicken.
Yeah.
She was like, you don't want to do that, do you? You love animals. And I just, like, started crying, and, like, put it back in and just, like, cried for the rest of the day. Like, that was, I wouldn't, like, touch any of the animals for the rest of the day, because I was so scared I was gonna hurt them.
Yeah.
And to be fair, it played into a lot of the rest of my life, because, like, we went to a dude ranch every summer when I was a kid. Again, Texas.
Yeah, yeah.
Went to a dude ranch every summer, and, they had a horse trail that you could ride through the woods. So we'd always go, and this one time, we're in the trail, and this one horse, like, wanders off a couple horses in front of me because it's thirsty and we're by a lake and it decides it wants water. Yeah. And they're like, oh no, gotta rear it back in. And I'm like, ha, that person's dumb. You know, because I was like 6.
Right.
And then my horse decides that it
wants
some
water
water.
too. Yeah.
And I'm like,
what do I do?
I'm like, what do I do? And everybody's like, pull on the reins, pull it. And I'm like, I don't want to hurt it. And they're like, pull on the reins. You have to pull hard or it won't move. And I'm like, no, I'm gonna hurt it.
Just like this slightly traumatized child who just thinks that if you do anything, you'll hurt the animal. Yeah.
I really did. Like, I was horrified. And, like, the leader had to come and, like, grab the reins and, like, pull the horse back. And I'm like, careful, don't, you're hurting it. Like, the whole time I'm, like, screaming and crying and all upset.
Oh, no.
It was a traumatic experience for me.
On that note, I've been wanting to go horseback riding for, like,
we
a
should
while.
do that.
I haven't gone horseback riding since I was a kid, because we had this...
Do you want to do that?
Yeah.
We should do that.
I would love to. We used to have so many horses, and then my dad got super sick, and I was too young to help take care of them, so we had to sell, like, all of them.
So sad.
I know, it was really sad, and I haven't gone horseback riding
Do you
since
have any
then.
Clydesdales? Clydesdales are my favorite.
No, we had all...
Damn it!
I'm sorry. We had all Arabs, I think.
Oh,
They're so pretty.
They're beautiful.
Yeah, they were all so
I
sweet.
love horses.
Yeah.
We should go horseback riding.
Yeah, we should totally go
There's
horseback
that
riding.
trail through Griffith Park. It's like right near me.
Oh.
Like when we have girl night
Yeah.
at my place.
Yeah?
We could like go horseback riding.
Yeah?
And then like come back here.
Yeah?
And, like, watch Disney movies or something.
That sounds like a perfect night.
Right? Right?
You should totally do that. I like that we're planning this, and, like, It's gonna turn out we're gonna go to Erin and be like, Erin, we're gonna have girl night and we're gonna go horseback riding, and she's gonna be like, I'm super terrified of horses. I don't want to do that.
I would be devastated.
It's like, no, Erin, no, you're not scared of horses. It's fine. Come on.
Please don't tell me that. Please don't tell me that.
Oh man. Well, thanks for doing coffee time with me. We talked about all the important things. Animals and Tommy the Power Ranger. And
Feelings.
this was super fun. Tell everybody where they can find you and what you do and
Oh,
everything.
right. So it's Angie Viper. I'm on, oh god, everything. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, YouTube.
Yeah, you're Angie Viper on all of
And
them,
I'm
right?
Angie Viper on everything. And it's
Yeah.
ANGI Viper, like snake. Oh, right, on YouTube I'm the Angie Viper because some bitch stole my username.
Whoa.
Oh, the douche.
We'll find you. We'll find you, girl.
Find you. But yeah, I'm on like everything, and it's all the same username because I can't remember anything different. I was like, this shit better all be exactly the same. I'm like, oh, we're all confused.
I'm gonna be so confused with what I'm. Dude, people do that to me all the time. I log into new games and they'll be like, "Alright, my account name is Dex Bonus," and somebody's stolen it already. I'm like, I will find you. I'm gonna crush you.
Oh,
Makes me
that's
so sad.
so annoying.
What else am I supposed to use?
Oh, I was so upset when I went to set up my YouTube account and Angie Viper was already taken, and I'm like, come on, man.
What?
I went to their page and there's no uploads. Like they're not even using
man.
it. It's just like the username is taken, and I was like, you know, this is one of those people that like if I contact them and I'm like, hey, can we like
I want that account.
figure something out? They're gonna be like, okay, fine, like $300. I'm gonna be like, you douchebag.
Yeah, alright. Make up with my wow, girl. Just like, you know what, never mind. You're real gross.
I don't really need it that bad.
It's probably like some sweet old woman. Who's just like, what?
I'm so sorry.
Let me boot up my AOLs. Oh my
Does anybody
goodness.
use that anymore?
Yeah, sometimes people email me from AOL accounts.
Really?
Yeah, it's still a thing in some worlds.
I saw somebody who had what was it, Earthlink? Or like some
GeoCities?
Netscape.
Netscape.
Somebody had a Netscape account. And I was like, when was the last time you used a computer?
The funniest part was the look on your face out of all of it.
Oh god!
Everything's going wrong. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching Coffee Time with Friends with Angie.
Thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for agreeing to do this. Like as I showed up, I literally showed up and was like,
literally
"Let's do coffee
walked
time?"
through the door, and you were like, you can say no, but like, do you want to do coffee time? And I was like, what am I gonna say? No? What's wrong with you?
Like, we even have matching mugs. Are you ready? Oh, I was like, oh, yeah. I'm so ready for this. But anyway, check her out. She's awesome. I love her. She's beautiful and wonderful.
Oh, I
And-
love you too.
And come watch us on Scared to Care. It's for a very
Yeah.
good cause. It's youtube.com/Polaris or twitch.tv/Scared to Care.
What she
And it's gonna be all the good stuff.
I'll be there.
And yeah, and she'll be there, and I'll be there, happily, and I'll be there. It's gonna be great. So that's it. Thanks, guys. Bye bye. We have to make a gross face. Are you ready?